Yo guys, it's me Matrix here. We are providing you with a new type of content, from me at least. We are doing a kind of road to rank type of thing. A lot of people do them, but you all know me, I'm more of a draft league player. However, I have got some experience in the competitive scene. I've always been following it. It's really fun. I really enjoy VGC as a whole, but I've never really gone full dive into it. Now, I have ran a few teams in Regulation A and B, but I never really progressed up the ladder. I never really found the time. It's always difficult to optimize your teams, and finding that one team you gel with is always really difficult thing to do. So I decided instead, what better way than with my enjoyment of using unusual mons or not as popular mons and having to play in Regulation C, I found a few mons actually started to work really well. And I kind of built this team around Ash Ketchum. Now, we all know Ash Ketchum has finally departed the anime after so many years. Like, I've always grown up with Ash as being the face of Pokemon next to Pikachu. So I thought, what better way than to climb the online ladder, Regulation C style, honouring Ash Ketchum with a tribute to his team. So we are using a Pokemon exclusively that Ash Ketchum himself has used in the anime. Now, as you can see here, we have his iconic Pikachu on the team, but we're also running some of his other mons, or at least mons that are really strong in the current format that are, or rather, of the mons that Ash Ketchum owns, the most used mons. So yeah, we're talking Dragonite, Lucario, Talonflame, Staraptor, and Gengar. All mons on Ash Ketchum's team, four of which, if you include Pikachu, were on his most recent debut in the Galar series. So, and then we've just got his two birds from Sinnoh and I believe Kalos. So yeah, we are going to run this team over a series of games. Try and upload a few games each week, maybe every few days, as we just try and climb the ladder. It's going to be a little bit of fun. It's definitely wacky, definitely crazy, but I hope you enjoy it. I've really come to love this team. I've tested it a little bit over the last few weeks, and honestly, it's just really fun. And the reason for that is that you've got, aside from Pikachu, obviously Pikachu isn't going to be great in this format, but there are the odd matchups where it's really useful to get a feint off, really useful to get a fake out, maybe a nuzzle on the board. We have opted for a light ball variant of the Pikachu just because we want as much damage from it as possible when it is attacking. We're already using Focus Sash elsewhere on the team, so we decided to go with a very fast, very as offensive Pikachu as possible. But the main mon that I really enjoy on this team in this current format is Lucario. Now, Lucario has got access to Bullet Punch, Vacuum Wave. These two are priority attacks that are +1, which means that they go before any other move in the regular priority bracket, which is your regular attacks. So, Bullet Punch and Vacuum Wave are often the same priority as your Prankster, as your Sucker Punch, as your Quick Attack, but they are slower than Extreme Speed, which is obviously another really popular priority move. But what's unique about this Lucario is that it's Life Orb mixed attacker, where it's almost max in both its physical offense and special offense. Now, what that allows for is that even though the Flutter main at the moment it going around is very defensively bulky, a non-defensively bulky Flutter main does get one-shot by a Bullet Punch. Vacuum Wave has a very slim chance of OHKOing or one-shotting the Delibird, which is the Iron Bundle. So with that in mind, this mon is really good into a lot of the popular mons of the format. It gets inner focus to block the Intimidate and Fake Out pressures. it gets close combat to just do as much damage in a turn as you can do from a fighting type. We're going Terra Fighting, as offensive as we can be. A Terra Fighting Vacuum Wave can one-shot a Iron Bundle, so we are trying to outspeed the fast VGC mons, but also Lucario is good into all the Ruin Pokemon, so close combat or Vacuum Wave into the Firefish, which the names escape me, the Shen Pao. I'm able to get a nice Vacuum Wave off into, getting it down to its sash usually. We've got the Vacuum Wave or close combat into both the other two defensive tablets, the Ruins, which is the Woshen or the Tinglu. So we're always doing a sizable amount of damage to a lot of the format's top performing mons. Even Garganacl doesn't like taking close combats or Vacuum Waves from Lucario. It does miss out on a few damage rolls here and there, which is unfortunate, and it is a lot slower than what a Lucario would typically be because I'm running max offenses, but that's okay. It's there to hit first with priority. So we also have to be a little bit careful on Psychic Terrain, but this format has kind of deterred Psychic Terrain a little bit, so you don't have to face that as often. Now, one of the main mons on this team is this Dragonite. I really like the Dragonite, although it does struggle a few times into a couple matchups, especially Water or Terra Water Pokemon. I ideally think that maybe the Dragonite could be better as a different Terra type. I just like Terra Water as being a very defensively bulky, especially against like ice attacks, and you're not really. It's just a very good defensive typing all round. It's very rare that Dragonite's going to get hit out by like an electric move or a grass move, and just having stab water Aqua Tails into things is really good. Now, I've gone for Aqua Tail because it allows me to get the 50% damage rolls that I need, like the getting 2-hit KOs into Pokemon rather than it being a 3-hit KO. It just does that extra bit of damage into like the Tinglus and Pokemon like that. Low Kick is obviously there, really good for the King Gambits or the Shen Paos, the Terra Normal Dragonites, all the Dark type Pokemon, which is running around the format. Ice Spinner is just there to try and catch the opposing Dragonite matchups, and then obviously Extreme Speed is just Dragonite this gen with Extreme Speed is really good, whether it's Terra Normal or not. We have gone for the multi-scale, which is a little bit like, do you go for inner focus, do you go for multi-scale? And I feel like running a Dragonite like mine, it needs to be as bulky as possible. So having that multi-scale allows me to have a few more guaranteed turns, a few more guaranteed hits that it's going to be able to do, whilst my other mons are supporting or playing that supporting role for the team. Sorry. Next on the team, we have the Staraptor. Now, I chose Staraptor over, say, Crocodile because I kind of just appreciate Staraptor's utility a little bit better. I was thinking of going for a Reckless Staraptor because it's just primarily a Scarf Mom with Brave Bird Double Edge as its main attacks. We are Terra Normal because we want to remove the flying weakness a lot of the time, whilst having some kind of damage output or still maintaining that offensive damage output. And I don't really want to be Terra Fighting because I don't think Terra Fighting is great into for the Staraptor. It does help it pick up a few extra KOs and stuff, but with so many ghost types and stuff around, I kind of like the the ghost immunity that it holds, and also fighting has a lot more weaknesses, especially into like flutter mains and stuff, where normal is just neutral or taking neutral hits more times than not. So that's why we have that Terra type. It's got the U-turn, CC, Brave Bird, and Double Edge. It's a very offensive set, still very fast. I think it hits 250 speed, which is enough to outspeed most of the format. It's set for the Booster Energy mons, which again, it doesn't matter so much about the Booster Energy mons with speed because you've got Lucario really helping support that. Lastly, we have Gengar, which is Terra Normal. Now, Terra Normal Gengars are really interesting. I've gone for Terra Normal because there's a lot of matchups where you're against, like, say, Annihilate, where Annihilate wants to go for like a Drain Punch into most mons or a Rage Fist into most mons, and Rage Fist is going to be hitting Gengar, but then I can Terra Normal to take that attack, and it's not like he's going to be able to just predict that they're going to predict Terra Normal and go for a Drain Punch instead. So it usually allows me that extra turn against like an Annihilate if I'm in a sticky situation. It's more of a defensive tool than anything else. It also allows me to have a bit of a better matchup into other Flutter Mains and Goldengos. Shadow Ball is there for just being able to hit things. Protect is really nice on a Focus Sash mon. It means I can keep my Focus Sash on for longer. And we have Trick Room because there are some matchups where Trick Room is a little bit more volatile, and I can reverse the Trick Room with Gengar. I do have the team with a lot of priority though, so there may be a little bit of redundancy having Trick Room on here. I might be able to stall that out a little bit better, but having only 2 mons with Protect on the team, and it's being a little bit more hyper offensive than I typically like to run, it's definitely just there to provide that little bit of control. And lastly, we have Talonflame. Now, with us already using Focus Sash somewhere, I kind of went, might as well use just a Terraflying Talonflame with Shark Beak, because honestly, that increases Talonflame's damage to a respectable amount with the Brave Birds. And I do struggle against some matchups like Amoonguss, say, and the Brave Bird just allows me to really hit that hard, usually through any of their berries. So yeah, that's why we like to go for that. We are running support otherwise with Tailwind, Will-O-Wisp, and Taunt. Now, Taunt is really good to be able to taunt opposing Arcanines from going for Will-O-Wisp into my team, with it being mainly physical damage output with Lucario, Staraptor, and Dragonite. It's really good to be able to just Wisp opposing Taunt opposing Arcanines, Will-O-Wisp into mons like Annihilate, Dragonite, the Ruined mon like Tinglu, and just go for consistent chip that way. And you've got Tailwind to just try and maintain some speed control, especially in the face of other Talonflames or Murkrows. So, yeah, overall, it's a really weird team, but they do gel together pretty well. They do come together to form this cohesive team that is able to take on some of the meta, and hopefully we'll be able to take it all the way from no rank all the way up to master. It might take us a bit of time, but hopefully we'll get through it. We are only at the beginning of the Regulation C after all. Something else to note about this team, which I really like, and I haven't faced it on ladder yet because I'm still pretty low on ladder, but in testing and in theory testing and stuff and theory crafting, it matches up decently well into like the toxic spikes teams, because I've got 3 mons that are airborne and immune to toxic spikes that way, like the Glamorous teams. It's Lucario is steel and Gengar is poison, so I've literally got no mons that take any type of damage from the toxic spike variant of the Glamora. It does struggle a little bit more against the Mortal Spin Glamora, however, because obviously all 5 of them can be poisoned that way. But it is just something that's kind of cool to take note of, and it was kind of done unintentionally. But yeah, I think that's enough time to be talking about my team, and this is more of an introduction anyway. So hopefully you all enjoy it, and we'll see where it goes. First match of my attempt at the Regulation C laddering with this Ash team, and we're up against a really weird team actually. So I'm thinking the Lucario is good for the Flutter Main, and obviously the Gyarados Intimidate. It's also good into the Ursa Ring. I need something for the Gyarados, so the Pikachu could be actually very good here. And getting Tailwind up would be really nice. So I'm thinking of a Dragonite Talonflame lead. Lucario and Pikachu in the back. Let's see if we can get some work for Pikachu. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to bring Lucario in lead and Dragonite at the back. Let's see what we can do in our first attempt. Clodsires could be unaware, it could be Water Absorb. The Ursa Ring is probably Eviolite, but it could be a cut set and a Facade. and hopefully we can catch the Fluttermane off. Okay, so it's possibly a setup Clodsire. I'm not actually able to face like a really... So we're going to taunt you and hope for the best. And I think we just go for a close combat into the Pachirisu. That's it. I'm expecting a Nuzzle here. That's okay. Good damage into the Pachirisu, honestly. Okay, so it was going for a Toxic Spikes. That's interesting. I really don't want... It's a leftovers and still managed to survive that. That's quite impressive. I don't really want Talonflame to... I don't want Lucario to go down just yet, so I'm thinking about just protecting a turn and going for Tailwind maybe. Nice. I don't really want to get the discharge off either, so I think we can still beat Fluttermane. So we'll go for the Bullet Punch. Vacuum Wave into the Pachirisu. Just to get rid of it before it can go for a Nuzzle. Claude could be annoying here. And go for like a ground move into the Lucario. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because I don't want Lucario to die, but not much I could do about that there. So we bring out Dragonite here. Oh, Jumpluff. Okay. So we're going to go for the Brave Bird into the Jumpluff slot, try and get it down. And honestly, Ice Spinner probably does a lot to it as well. He could double protect, but I don't know what it really gives him for that repositioning. Oh, Gyarados. Frustrating for the Intimidate, but that's okay. Ooh. There goes the Jumpluff from Talonflame. Oh, honestly, that's such good damage, even with... And then Clodsire in the back, I think it's pretty locked up. I've got to be careful. I'd love to be able to bring out the Pikachu, honestly. And do something, but it's just not viable whilst the Clodsire's on the field. So we're going to just Terra. Do we Terra? Yeah, we Terra just in case of the water moves, I think. And we Extreme Speed. It won't kill the Gyarados. But it's decent. Because we don't want to get hit by a random ice move on this Gyarados, like it could be running Icy Wings and stuff, or just Ice Fang. Oh, it does just kill the Gyarados here, which is really nice. Shame Talonflame got fully powered there. But it's 1v, so... yeah. Okay, we try and go for the taunt. Pikachu's going to be a sack here. Because I can't touch this Clodsire with Pikachu. It'd be funny if Pikachu lived this. Nah, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. Sorry, Pikachu. Tailwind ended, but that's okay. And then we just bring back in Dragonite. I think this is pretty much game, set, and matched at this point. I'm curious though, like, are they unaware Clodsire, or are they Water Absorb? I'm wisping it, just, you know, you don't know what the terror is. Ah, they're going for a ground terror. Like, I don't think they can touch Talonflame. Ah, it is Water Absorb. That's okay. I can Ice Spin it. Wisp connects. It's doing very little damage. And this was just more for information scouting at this point. I'm multi-scale as well, so very little damage. Oof. Yeah. Black Sludge. Okay. So we'll just go for the Brave Bird into the Clodsire and Ice Spin of the Clodsire, and that should be game. Yeah. Not a bad first game there. Pikachu didn't get to shine like I wanted it to against the Gyarados, just because the Clodsire was just on the field and I didn't target it down soon enough so that I could get Pikachu on the field, but not a bad start, not a bad start. We'll see where we go from there. Okay, so this is our second battle. Let's have a look. So they've got the Breloom, they've got the Murkrow, they've got Hydreigon, which often has been like Terra Poison and stuff. This does seem like a very much Regulation A team. With it having the Hydreigon plus Murkrow, they have that Spore Breloom, possibly just Terra Rock. It could be Mach Punch. They've got Garchomp, which is likely to be Terra Fire, so they can take hits for the Goldengo. And then they've got Intimidate Arcanine, which is okay to deal with. I'm going to have to bring maybe Garchomp's the Gengar to this match, because I don't have a lot for the Goldengo on this team. Outside of AV Dragonite. So I'm thinking about, if they lead Arcanine, we're going to bring Gengar and Staraptor up front, Dragonite in back, and I honestly like the fact that Talonflame, if I can get rid of a couple of their mons, I can go for a nice big Brave Bird, priority Brave Bird if need be. So we'll see how that goes. See, one of the things I really like about my team is that it's about this Ash team is that it's much better into like the Regulation C mons. I'm unsure how it's going to fare against this. So I would imagine my Staraptor's faster than Breloom and Tailwind, but I could be wrong. I don't have a Terra Grass type on my team, which is worrisome. So if they go for like a Spore or something, that could be kind of scary. I am just going to target down the Murkrow though. Yeah. Just because of that, I can see that protecting there. It does mean he gets one of his mons in for free into Tailwind, but I also have Tailwind in a second with my Talonflame. Which is again why I really like the Talonflame in the back, because it gives me that versatility to be able to switch in Talon, get a Tailwind just off, you know. Doesn't kill the Murkrow. One thing you got to be a little bit careful in this scenario is the Breloom gets Mach Punch, so it should be able to hit Talonflame and break it. Quicker than I'd like it to. So we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb into the Breloom. I don't feel like Murkrow can kill me with a foul play here. And I'm going to just match their Tailwind. Yeah, so it is a Sash Breloom. That's okay. We might get a Poison proc, was kind of what I was hoping for, but yeah, we go. It's not going to be a Poison Heal Breloom. Does get the Spore. Kind of unfortunate there. That's a lot more damage than I was anticipating, honestly. Balloon goes down. Talonflame is still got its Gale Wings active as it brings up Garchomp. I'm slightly going to go for a Rock Slide here, isn't it? So, got to be a little bit careful of that. I do like the Dragonite and the Staraptor in the back for the Garchomp. So, if I protect here, I can get a Talonflame goes down to a Rock Slide. I can get Dragonite out whilst keeping Gengar on the field. And if I can, I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp into the Garchomp. Interesting that you would go for a Tailwind. You're still up, my dude. Rock Slide will connect onto the Talonflame. I should be able to now reposition my Dragonite. I'm okay with this at the moment. If we get our Dragonite in, Gengar should be able to move first here and kill the Murkrow, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then a Terra Water, I think, just to avoid Rock Slides from doing damage to me. And I can just go for an Ice Spinner. If it doesn't work, any Terra Fires, then I've got the Water Terra for the following turn. It could be any other Terra as well. It could be Steel, it could be Ground. Dragonites are known for running Ice Spinners on the occasion, so it's something they've got to watch out for. And they could have Arcanine in the back, but getting some Shadow Ball damage onto that Murkrow slot could be pretty nice as well. The Murkrow is kind of not doing much here. There, we do see a Terra come out. Would have been really nice to have predicted and gone for a... But it is a Terra Ground variant, so that's not too bad. Would have been better for me to have gone for the Terra Aqua Tail. And that happens, you know? They could be expecting like a Terra normal Dragonite, that's obviously quite popular at the moment. But no, I am Terra Water, multi-scale. So the Gengar should be moving first here. Yeah, we get... Ooh, okay, so the Garchomp actually moves first. Very fast Garchomp. Get the Sludge Bomb off, and then this Ice Spinner will do a lot of damage. Yeah, good damage. I don't think that's in range of extreme speed, but the Tailwind is ended on their side, and this is why having that Talonflame in the back for that pivot repositioning was so good. Because now Gengar is faster than both these mons, and even Garchomp, even my Dragonite's faster. And we still have a Staraptor in the back, which is really nice. I feel like swapping in the Staraptor though for the Gengar. But because it's the last turn of Tailwind for me, I think it's better off if I just get some damage on the ball. Now I could go for a Shadow Ball into the Garchomp to try and get the KO. I don't know if it will. And then I can just go for the Aqua Tail into the Arcanine, because I'm now at -1. Yeah, it gets the kill on the Garchomp. Garchomp goes down. And then we get a nice big Aqua Tail off. Into the K9. Brings it so close. Just not enough. And a close combat Arcanine. And then this is game. So yeah, we go for the Sludge Bomb and we just extreme speed the Arcanine. Ooh, does it move faster than me? That's fine, I didn't have a Protect anyway. They weren't able to target both my mons down, so... And then that's game. The Gengar manages to pick up the win for us. So yeah, this is a really good example of like when identifying that your opponent has a strong Tailwind mode with that priority Murkrow, and even though I have a priority Tailwind myself, being able to offset that Tailwind by one turn is really useful. And allows me to have that extra momentum coming out of those later turns, setting us up really well for the end game. So yeah, that was a good second match. And here we are, we're in with another match, and this one, quite the matchup. We finally go against a Ruin Mon, and this team has got a Rain mode with a Pelipper and a Dragonite, which could be a Water Dragonite as well, could be a Hurricane special variant of a Dragonite. Amoonguss is quite a difficult mon for my team to deal with, in all honesty, and then a Bronzong. So Bronzong makes me want to bring Gengar, but I don't like bringing Gengar into a Ruination mon like Tinglu. So Pikachu does look pretty good into like Pelipper Gyarados, and I feel like that could be really fun to try out. Dragonite is good except for the Gyarados, so let's go with Dragonite on lead. I'm going to bring Pikachu in the back. Let's bring Staraptor, Pikachu, and I could bring Gengar here because Lucario struggles a little bit against some variants of the Dragonite. Not bringing Taunt though, so that could bite me in the ass a bit for the Bronzong and Amoonguss. Now, Tinglu is going around running, most people know by this point, Tinglu is running the Assault Vest, but its ability, the Ruinous, I can't remember what its name of the ability is, but it boosts its special, it decreases the special offense of all mons present on the field except for that mon with the ability. So we get the Dragonite Staraptor, we're going for the double Intimidate here. Intimidate off on either side. Now, he knows that I've been hit by Intimidate, so he's pretty free to go for the... He knows that I'm multi-scale, basically. Which can be difficult. So, low kick is good into the Tinglu. So I'm just going to go for a low kick without Terror because I don't feel like I need to. And I'm going to U-turn the Tinglu because usually they are Assault Vest variants. This could be bad for me because my mon in the back doesn't really want to be taking an attack from the start. This isn't exactly the bulkiest of mons in the back. So Gengar doesn't really want to take a hit. Pikachu doesn't really want to take a hit. They could go for an Earthquake here, you see, with the Tinglu. But we will try and position Pikachu in. I don't want to break the sash on Gengar. That's okay damage. Rock Slide's unfortunate. Ooh, Dragon Tail. And it misses. Okay, that's a wild set. So I'm going to just Terror to get out of that weakness that I've got there. Now Pikachu should be faster than Gyarados. And I don't think, having a look at their team, they have a electric switching other than the... Yeah, so I'm just going to Aqua Tail the Tinglu because that should kill. And I'm going to try and Thunderbolt the Gyarados. They could go for the Amoonguss, which would be unfortunate. They could also go for a Terra Ground here. It doesn't look like they're terroring. I'm terroring my water, so this is going to be a rain boosted Aqua Tail, which is still going to do a nice bit of damage if it connects. Dragon Tail on an Intimidate mon is kind of interesting. I suspect the Pelipper to be Scarf. Yeah, that's decent damage, all things considered. But extreme speed won't be enough to pick up that kill over there on the Pelipper. So let's go for... yeah, we'll go for an extreme speed into the Pelipper. If on the off chance... let's go for an Ice Spinner into the Gyarados slot. And let's go for a Thunderbolt. In the off chance that it's not Scarf Pelipper, and he switches out into Tinglu. Or Amoonguss. Yeah. Okay. Which is good. Pikachu gets the Thunderbolt off. Let's go, Pikachu. We get a kill. Ice Spinner may KO? Nah, not even close. Not even close. Ooh, their own Dragonite comes out, which is exciting. With that Ice Spinner, I don't think Extreme Speed is going to be enough. I reckon that they Terror the Dragonite, so let's go for an Octotail into the Tinglu, and I'm going to try and Nuzzle the Dragonite. Now this should move. Oh, it's Lumberry. Okay. Yeah, so it goes for the Dragon Dance. It is a D-Dance Dragonite. Now, my should KO here. It's in rain. I could have easily have gone for an Ice Spin to that Dragonite, so that's really interesting. Tinglu does go down. Does bring the Gyarados out. Will be intimidating. I don't feel like I need the Gengar as much anymore. Honestly. But Gengar's good for being able to deal with that Dragonite in the end game. Like, being able to go for a pretty free... stopping him from going for extreme speeds, that'd be really nice. Staraptor is good for intimidating at least the Gyarados. So I'm going to bring out Staraptor, even though I'm Scarf there. And we're going to try it and Nuzzle the Dragonite. Because the Gyarados could protect here on the Thunderbolt. He could also just be going for extreme speed into the Pikachu slot. Oh, and it is multi-scale, so we have already broken that multi-scale. So yeah, the Gyarados protects, which is kind of what I anticipated there. Oh, and it goes for a Hurricane into the Staraptor slot. That is interesting. A D-Dance Hurricane set. Okay, so it's probably Hurricane plus Extreme Speed. So we do get the Paralysis off onto the Dragonite, which is really nice. And now Pikachu is able to do damage into the Gyarados, which is good. We're free here to just go for a Brave Bird into the Dragonite, I'm pretty sure. And go for the Thunderbolt KO into the Gyarados. I don't know if it KOs, but I assume it does. We get a nice big Brave Bird off into the Dragonite. Doesn't kill. And Staraptor does die to the recoil, unfortunately. But Pikachu picks up its second kill of the game. Really loving this showcase for the Pikachu. Would have been absolutely mad for Pikachu to be able to survive that Hurricane there. And the rain does stop, so they don't have those accurate Hurricanes anymore. We do have the Water Dragonite and we have Gengar, so Extreme Speed isn't going to be able to do much here. It's fully powered, and we have a nice bulky Terra Water Dragonite. So from here, we just go for the Extreme Speed because I think it'll pick up the KO. We go for a Sludge Bomb to play around any type of Terra. And the battle's cancelled. Yeah, GG's. So yeah, Pikachu did really well there in that game. Really nice to see that. because it's really tricky to pick which games Pikachu can come to, and we managed to have Pikachu play around and protect off Gyarados pretty well. Getting the KO on the Pelipper was really nice with the Thunderbolts, and honestly, the Pikachu allowed us to just control a little bit of the pacing of the game, stopping the Gyarados from really running rampant against me, or the Pelipper from doing Hurricane spams. And honestly, Hurricane and Hydro Pumps from Pelipper can be quite annoying to deal with. Hydro Pumps boosted in the rain is big damage. Hurricane, confusion chances, and just being able to double nuzzle the Lumberry Dragonite was really good to break what not only multi-scale but also slow it down so that my Pokemon in the back had a chance. So yeah, Pikachu did a lot of work there. We'll see how much more work he can do on our climb. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's matches. It's been a blast playing, and I hope to see you guys again soon on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, stay tuned for some more laddering content, and stay around for the Draftly content that I provide literally every couple days. We are on the channel, we are active, we are providing you with some really cool matches, with some really cool games, and if you haven't seen Draftly before, check them out. It's real fun. This has been fun, and I can't wait to continue playing with the Ruins of Ash team that I've created. Till next time guys, thanks for watching.